Closed doors, I'm a fool for your love.
What's up, guys? My name's Kof, and we're back with another video on World of Tanks. Today, I'm going to look at some of my favorite tanks to grind credits in, and we're going to have some live gameplay. So, what are the three to four tanks I'm going to be talking about? Probably just the three today. I'm going to choose one preferential matchmaking tank, and then two tanks that just have incredible pin for tier 8. So my first pick is the T26E4 Super Pershing. It's American medium tank at tier 8, obviously, because it is a tier 8 premium. It has a 90mm gun, which has kind of garbage DPM, but it's fairly accurate at tier 8. It's got pretty good gun handling stats. And they recently buffed the, well, not, I guess fairly recently, buffed the penetration of the tank so that it is competitive at tier 8. However, this is my preferential matchmaking tank pick, so this can't meet tier 10s. So with the increased penetration, you only have to carry a small amount of premium rounds, even though the premium rounds on this tank are amazing. So, with that being said, let's get into the first game, and I will see you guys in there. And here we are. First battle will be on Karelia. We are against tier 6s, which is rather rare, if I'm not mistaken, for the tier 8 premium tanks, or the preferential matchmaking tanks. So it's kind of a delight to see. Tanks we really need to worry about are obviously the tier 8s. Some of the tier 7s can easily go through the frontal armor of this tank. But you kind of want to play this as like a support heavy kind of vehicle. As my entire team apparently wants to camp the base, I'm gonna go down low, because I prefer going down to the low side here. I'm using my 10 degrees of impression, fairly decent mobility, and fairly decent armor to farm us some credits. Gonna go ahead and heal that stun. And we're just gonna go to town on this Super Pershing. Yes. He doesn't know what he's doing, apparently. One thing you can do with this tank is just put your gun up, and it would kind of block the weak spots. And you want to wiggle your tank as much as possible without actually exposing the side of your turret or anything like that. So we're gonna put another one into the Super Pershing, tracking him in place, which is always a great sign. We're gonna get rushed by an AT-8, it would appear, so pretty bad decision. I swear to God, this cat is about to die. Oh my gosh, dude, really? I've talked up the gun handling already. Don't fail me now. There we go. Another arty shell coming in from the tier 7 artillery. The VK 3001P on the enemy team is just constantly putting shells on me, which is really annoying. I'm gonna turn my turret sideways, back up. Nope. Turn it back forward, drive forward. Okay. AT-8's back up, and he is going to be taken down, hopefully, with that shot. Yes, it's fine to take the shot from the arty here, securing our first kill of the game. Up to 1,000 damage. We're going to take a shell from the T-29 here, most likely, as we are going to be driving pretty open. But we got to aggress this fight on this side of the map. Otherwise, we will just end up losing. I believe that if you don't move on this map, you end up losing the game. So, there's the 3001. Plant a shot right into his hull. Now, I don't believe that tank actually got buffed whenever it moved from medium to heavy tank. I think I left it pretty much the exact same as it always has been. This T-29 is actually playing this pretty well, but we're still going to snipe this Cupola because I just have a better aim than this guy. Now, if it seems like I know how to play this tank, it is because this is my most played tank on any account, I believe. I don't remember. It may be the KV2 on my original account. Don't worry, guys, I didn't buy this account. So, for those of you who have never caught one of my live streams of me playing on my original account, when I made it, I had satellite internet because I live in the sticks. And with satellite internet, this game is not the easiest to play. It used to be actually fairly okay. And then one patch, they completely changed the way that the pinging worked for high ping connections. So, like really high ping connections. I'm talking satellite internet ping, so 600 to 700 ping all the time. I don't really know how I played this game with that. It also had really low download speeds, so that was kind of annoying also, having to deal with. I can just let my team clear a little bit more, I guess, or I can get aggressive on this T-29. I think I'm going to do that instead, because we're going to be over the top of him, looking for a Scorpion that's like sliding for some reason. Now he's turned his turret. Now we just slam on into him and gun block or not. And bye-bye T-29. So, with the whatever patch that was, where they changed the pinging system, well, not really the way that ping works in the game, I think they just, like, changed servers or whatever, and it really kind of, like, screwed up the way I played the game at the time. So, then, I still didn't have, like, broadband or DSL or anything like that, so I just used phone data for a while, and then I was like, hey, I'm doing a lot better with this phone data, so let's just make a new account, right? And see how well I can do. So within about, let's see, 2 to 3 weeks, nice. He just shot my hole, I think, yeah. Within like, I think 2 to 3 weeks, I was up massive amounts of recent WN8. I did actually check my stats back then, for some reason. It's just like, I kind of knew about them at the time, and I was like, oh yeah, I can check these, this is cool. And so, after that, I kind of just made a new account. So, that's the story of that. Not a bad game here. So, we're gonna go on into the next one. And what will be next is another American tank. This time, the old school tier 9 American heavy tank, the T-30. Now you might see that I am running with a turbo on this vehicle. That is because they buffed the specific power of this vehicle when about the same time they buffed all the premium preferential matchmaking tanks. I decided to start running a turbo on this because they upped the engine power, I believe, from 860 to 930, I guess. So with yeah, 930. I believe it was 860 before. It had the same engine as the stock T-30, if I'm not mistaken. So with that being said, yeah, the reason this is one of the ones that I am featuring in today's video of like the best credit grinders for me is just because 400 alpha is insanely good at tier 8 and should never be underestimated. It doesn't have great DPM, but it's not terrible. But the big thing with this tank is it has 248 millimeters of pin. You can pin everything at tier 8, everything at tier 9, with the exception of maybe a type 4 heavy with your standard rounds pretty easily. It's a very accurate tank. It's actually more accurate than the Super Pershing. So yeah. With that being said, let's hop on into it. And now we are against tier 10s on highway, which kind of sucks, but at least we get to show off the amazing pin of the T-34. Hopefully. Hopefully we don't just get wrecked by like a 277 or a U100, or a combination of the two. So I like to play this kind of like the T-30, with the exception of the fact that I use a vertical stabilizer instead of vents, because I don't believe you can use a vertical stabilizer on a T-30, if I'm not mistaken. Pretty sure I'm right. So yeah. So I'm trying to figure out what's going on here. Most of my team is going. Oh, we got spots on the cross. That's great. That's outstanding. That's fabulous. Come on, are you? No, don't run away. Go spot again. See, that is why you should ping at the beginning of the game that you're going to spot that, and he did actually, and nobody listened. Okay, that's cool. So I'm gonna play a little bit further back in this game, I think. Just let some of my higher tier heavies from my more heavily armored heavies take a bit of the brunt of the fights, whereas I will just maybe shoot through there. Oh no, I shouldn't have shot that shot. He's not even gonna turn to look at me. Do I get the kill here? Free kill on a... Nope, okay. Worth a try. We can safely move up to the trains. Don't have a side shot on the 268. It doesn't up here. However, if he moves forward anymore, we will. Actually, we had a shot at the U100, completely missed it, and I'm now sitting out in the open, so always a great thing. So anyway, why am I making a video on credit grinders? Well, I think it is about time, now that the yearly season of ranked is over. Is he just gonna... Is he out in the open? Yes. And now we get to see the amazing fit. So the reason I'm making this video is I think it's about time for me to start my billion credit grind. I don't know how fun this is gonna be for me, but I get to play a lot of a tier that I don't really play a lot of. So I don't play a lot of tier 8s. I play mostly tier 10s, being in a fairly high tier clan. And you gotta fire a lot of gold when you play relatively high tier clan wars. Oh, nice. I'm gonna die to an M60 because I'm not gonna be able to get out of here by the time he reloads. Yep. Yeah, but I think it's time for me to start my billion credit grind. I've been selling a lot of tanks and all that, so billion credits sounds like a great idea. Don't know how far I'm gonna get. or how long it would take if I do the whole thing. Mainly just calling it a billion credit grind because I'm not 100% sure about how far I want to get and how much I can actually end up doing. So let's get on into the next one and I can continue it. Next is a tank that I'm not exactly 100% fond of. But hey, I can accelerate crew training now because I do have all of the field mods on it. Unfortunately, guys, you might be seeing this tank again in the near future. So yeah, there's that. So why exactly am I featuring one of the lowest DPM tanks at the high tiers of World of Tanks in this video? Well, it doesn't miss a lot, and it has incredible base pin and even better premium pin with 400 alpha damage, so every shot is going to count, and I believe that the premium rounds are actually rather expensive on this tank. Never mind. It's got good horsepower per ton with the turbo. You can actually get the view range up quite high with stuff like vents and coated optics. I don't have a second setup for this tank. I guess I can go ahead and set one up just in case I get into like a long range kind of game. So this is what I would run if I was in that situation. Just give me the full 445 meter view range. This is more for like if I'm bottom tier on like a Prokhorovka, I guess, where you're not gonna be moving like a ton, but you can still kind of spot your opponents and stuff like that. So for every other map, pretty much though, it's gonna be turbo vents or rammer, just because I think the mobility boost from the turbo is actually quite good. Now I know it's gonna hurt your DPM, but then again, like this tank has garbage DPM even with a vents. So let's hop into it, and I'll finish my story about the credit grind. Okay, this time I'm gonna make you watch the the pretty much whole 30-second beginning of the game, as I very much dislike this map. So, billion credits may or may not actually be possible for me. I don't have a ton of credit boosters or anything like that. I have less than 100 hours of them. And I was doing some like internal calculations in my head and whatever. So if you can make 500,000 credits an hour or 1,000,000 credits an hour, depending on how you play, it's getting close to like 100 million, I think, with all of the credit boosters that I have available to me. Ooh, I should have put it up top. I didn't even think about this. I forgot. I always forget that this map has been changed, honestly. And I really want to try out the new positions here. I think they're rather strong. So one thing you can do now is you can actually dig yourself in right here. You go hold down and fire around at this one and block the shot. Nice. Get the spotting for it. He's still out in the open. I'm not going to reload before he will, but I can try and bait him into coming back up to shoot me again. Or just spot him out. Okay, that's perfect. 90 seconds gone. So is this working? But yeah, I don't know for 100% fact that billion credits is even going to be possible for me. but I will be trying my hardest. I'll get a lot of crew experience and stuff out of this though, because I do have a ton of other boosters. And then after that, I think after my challenge, I guess, is complete, I might just have to go for every tank in the game, I guess. There's not much left for me to do after that. Obviously, a big goal of mine for the last couple of years has been to get all the way up to 1600 overall and 7000 PR. Those are like two of my big goals that I've had for myself for a couple of years now. And yeah, obviously one of the goals has been achieved. Not in the way that I was expecting when I joined Vibe, and I was put on A team to start the last tank campaign. I really kind of expected to get reward tanks for like actually playing. I wasn't expecting to have to work, or just them changing the system to where me working for 2 nights in a 2-week period completely screwed me out of getting a tank. So that was kind of annoying. I wonder how this tank reverse side scrapes. But yeah, obviously anytime you are playing a tank with like, or not a tank, a game with like a tech tree or whatever, you really want to like grind it out and get everything in the game. I would like to do that. I'd like to have all the tier 10s. Some of them aren't great. Oh, come on. I know for a fact that there are some that I am gonna dislike grinding for, but that is completely a-okay. There's no way he spotted me. Come on, dude. Yeah, he didn't. Okay. And if I'm not mistaken, I'm still not spotted. This Patriot just needs to fall back. The Progetto doesn't know I'm here, actually. Now he does. That sucks. But he's still gonna drive straight into my gun. That's great. So yeah. Billion credits, then try and get all the tier 10s unlocked. And potentially purchase every tank in the game, I guess, after that. And then I can do some weird stuff with like showing like the difference between 75% cruise, 50% cruise, stuff like that. Just show you how really big some of these differences are. Oh my god, you pushed me all the way out here, you bastard. Now this is gonna be one heck of a game. Holy crap. I can get up on here. I don't know that I'm going to be hull down though. That's the unfortunate part. That's the first damage I've taken in this entire 5 minute. Aha, come on, I hit it. Oh, this is getting really bad really quick. Progetto is going to go around the other direction, which is fine. But I can still clap the Charioteer or the E5. This is gonna be the best loss of the year right here. Yep. 4K combined. Not as good as another game I've had in this tank so far this week. But yeah, these have been some rather short games, so there might be a highlight of another vehicle that I enjoy grinding credits in. So yeah, my goals for right now are as many credits as possible, grind out the rest of the tech tree, and 1600 W overall. I believe the fastest way, or the fastest like bit of WNate that I've gotten per day would be like 2 or 3. And those were days that I was getting a WNate for the day of like between 2 and 3,000. Obviously, I want to aim for 3,000 WNate a day at like the minimum. Some days I just play like absolute dog poo-poo. So some days this is just not possible for me. But other days it's very easy. So I don't know. I know there was no in between there. But yeah. So the last tank I want to feature. Oh no, I don't know which one I want to feature. It's gotta be the Renegade. I have to feature the Renegade. This is my favorite tier 8 premium of all time, I believe. 10 degrees of gun depression. It's got like 400 base view range, I think. It's fast. You don't even need to use a turbo on this tank. It's got a great gun. It's got insane DPM, and it's got 226 millimeters of pen on a premium tank, which is rather good for making credits. I believe that the premium rounds are rather lacking. Yes, 255. They are rather lacking in the premium round department. But this is just an all-round beaut of a tank. Obviously, one thing that's going to be left out of the list is unfortunately going to be like light tanks. Right. So one great thing about light tanks is you can make a astronomical amount of credits with without shooting very many rounds. Just get in a bush and just kind of farm credits. It's a really good thing about light tanks. It's not good for your WNate whatsoever, but it is what it is. So, what is the Renegade? The Renegade is a I believe the same turret as a T95E6 on the hull of a T54E1. I remember that correctly. So it is a tier 10 and a tier 9 tank combined. And I believe it has the same mobility stats as a T110E5. Or not a T110E5, but that was just an awful shot. As the T54E1, sorry. So yeah, it's literally a tier 9 combined with a tier 10 at tier 8 with a different alpha damage, basically, is what it has. Now this thing has a boat-shaped hull, which is outstanding for side scraping. The armor to have the ability to go hold down pretty much on most maps. Yikes. How many shots have I missed in a row now? Yikes. So bad. Now, this tank, like the T175, also has the ability to go and fight up close with little to no issues. Might take a shell for this, maybe not. We're gonna check this corner around, see what's going on. None of the ATVs are back here, but there is a Pershing. That's the problem I'm thinking of. But yeah, we can just put a shot in right there, or not. Try to bait him into shooting me. Or he's just not even gonna look at me. There's the Pershing. Haha. Ah, bitch. Come on, come back out. My gosh, I shouldn't have said anything about the gun handling of this tank. So the gun, as you can see, is actually quite garbage on this vehicle. That is an M445. That is not something to be worried about. Obviously, I'm side scraping around the wrong side of this corner, but it's okay. When you can just hide your weak spot, and obviously the player that you're fighting against ends up just bouncing off of you anyway. It's a sweaty game so far. I'm gonna take a shell here from the C-34. Or not. That's okay. That's another kill. We head back to this. Dude, I'm hard carrying this game. Maybe I find the shot on the SU? No. I will find this kill on the T-20. Never mind. I need to stop talking about finding things. This Progetto is going to get absolutely demolished because he is going to play me when I'm hull down. Panic. Somebody panicked. Ooh, are we gonna get Top Gun gameplay? Oh, shit. That was easy money. My team should be able to get the reset off in time. It's turned into quite the game, and the commentary has begun to go away. Oh gosh. Give me the kill. No, I gotta drive all the way across the map to try and kill one of the arties of the T-29. Didn't get the Top Gun for the video. Oh no. But with the mobility of the M54 Renegade, we do actually have the ability to get there in time to potentially save the KV-3. I might actually not do that. I might just let him die, honestly. I guess I can save him. Or not. I shouldn't have even said anything about a Top Gun. He's gonna steal that kill on the RD. There's my Top Gun. I forgot that train track was there. Let's go. 7 kills. 3,500 damage. Easy game. Right there. See you back in the garage for all of the post-game stats. Here we are with the post-game stats. Overall, it was really only one stinker of a game. The other 3 were rather decent. High caliber in the first game on Karelia in the T-26E4 Super Pershing. No bonus credits here. 3,000 damage, just under 1,100 base experience. We did get 50,000 bonus credits, but even if we did not get that 50,000 bonus credits, we'd still make an 89,000 credit profit for our 3,000 damage dealt. Also got a juicy chunk of XP for the crew that I don't even use because I don't have the patent right now. I have it unlocked, I just don't have it in my garage. So, Super Pershing. Highly recommend. This is just a kind of a fun game. You don't get to see tier 8s a lot, or tier 6s a lot in your preferential tier 8s, so that's always fun to play against. Next was the T-34. Obviously, not a great game, as most games on Highway aren't. We fired 5 shots, hit 3, pinned 2. Not great. But what else? What? It's Highway. It's one of my least favorite maps in the game, and I'm not really 100% sure of how to play that one different. Obviously, I didn't aim well, only hitting 3 out of 5 and only pinning 2 of those. But it is what it is, and we move on from that one into the the 122 TM. This is a fairly good game, 4,200 combined, which I believe made my mark go up like 2.5%, which is crazy because the marks on this tank are massively high. Top 100 team in damage, which is always nice. It would appear that we lost the game because we had one more person do 0. Let's see, we got 1, 2, 3, 4 players that did 1 shot of damage. Our Artie looks like he did pretty much 2 shots of damage. Our M3Y pretty much did 4 shots of damage. Okay, that's so. Yeah, because it has a 90mm gun, of course. 3 shots from the 2. Oh, those are some high rolls from T1 or T103. And then yeah, the SU-130 with 3 marks of excellence. The Scorpion and me pretty much carried our team to a defeat there. But even with a loss, we still make 75,000 credits profit. And finally, the final game on Insk, which is not normally a map that I would say is a great map for the Renegade. Ended up getting 7 kills and 3,600 damage, so not bad whatsoever. It ended up being like 4,100 combined, which is always fun and always welcome. 1,389 base XP is only a first class, obviously, as this is one of the most played premium tanks in the entire game. With the 40,000 bonus credits on top of the 108,000 that we made with a premium account, we ended up totaling 148,000 net or gross and 117,000 net credits. So when you have your big time games in your tier 8 tanks where you do a lot of damage, get a lot of kills, whatever it may be, you end up making a absolute astronomical amount of credits. But that is 4 high calibers and or 2 high calibers and 4 games. This may be the greatest gameplay video I will ever make. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed, and check out the Twitch streams for the billion credit grind, and I will catch you guys next time.